Alrighty, welcome to today's live stream. We're going to be playing the smart big brain game, and I don't know if you guys have heard of the Stanley Parable, but it came out originally in 2013, I think. That sounds about right. And I am very excited to play this. I've played the original to death. I have not played this super duper enhanced version. This is a smart game. This game has pretty much everything thought out. It's fantastic. Alright, there you go. Now I can hear everything. There we go. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? I do, but I barely remember it. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. There we go, that's about right. Hello Hong Kong, welcome to the stream. Enter the current time. It's 7:31. Accessibility settings can be accessed. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm so excited. So if you've never heard of this game, don't worry, there's a narrator. I don't have to explain a thing. Let me know how the audio is, by the way.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Yes, sir.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Yep. That's how we do it. Okay, first of all, the camera is not fast enough for me. There we go. That's much, much better. First of all, what are the controls? Crouch is that button. Okay. Alright, let's go. Let's do it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I do remember this.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace
But
of his co-workers.
we're not going to do that yet. We're not going to do that yet. Wait, hang on. What does it say? Who farted? Nice. What does this say? I can't tell what that mug says. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon looks a little different. Okay, chat, so here we go.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So which door should we go through? Should we go through the left door or should we go through the right door? The narrator said that we should go through the left door. But here's the thing. He said that the left door was right. But here's the problem with the left door being right. The right door is right here. So which door do we go down? I don't understand. Which door, chat? I'm looking. Come on, I can see you all lurking. I'm like the narrator, I see everything. If you're not gonna choose, I'm gonna be boring and take the left door. One left the thought go. Throw. I don't know what that second word is backwards. Left door it is!
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
The synergizing of core value paradigms of 2012 to 2013. Bi-quarterly post-review. We need less reviews. 402 and 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in primary review schedule, but I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic, big net, some sort of child. A lot of percent. Space between the teenagers. Throw something in the ideas bin. I don't know what that says. Okay. What do people want? Things, Violet James. What does it say? Money, more money, things, but with money to buy things, money to buy more things, graphs about things and money. We have our new product. The stock market is something here, colored in segment. Pie, stripes, requires more secondary research. Target demographic, teenagers. What is hot? Profits. Does that say one graph? What are your dreams for the future? Mitosis. This game is brilliant. To do, synergize core value, I don't know what that big word is. Shift global market paradigm, monetize free to play. Targets, push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Hire someone to synergize. I'm not gonna read everything. Alright, here we go. Said upstairs. Okay.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I get the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say that's a lovely purse. This game falls under I'll never play it, but watching it is fun. Extreme Bathrooms! That's the magazine I want to read. I want to read the Extreme Bathrooms magazine! I can't see my reflection.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
It's a nice office.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 285. 4, 5. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Oh, snap. Well, there's no way I could have known that. What's the password? I don't know. How about... Alright, let's try... let's try 1, 2... Oh, that's not 2, that's 1.
Stanley just sat around
1,
twiddling his
1.
thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless,
Alright, 1,
since he could never possibly know that the
2,
combination was 2, 8,
3,
4, 5.
4. Dang, that didn't work. Alright, let's try 4, 3,
2, 8, 4, 5.
But I don't know the password. I don't know the password. Is the password behind this piano? Why does the piano make keyboard sounds? I don't understand.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all the way. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Nice. Ooh, it's really dark.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now?
I'm teabagging on the narrator.
It had never occurred to him. This question would not go unanswered for long.
Have you ever played Portal? I've played Portal 2. I love Portal 2, but I have never played Portal 1.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Bye. If light is on, call 914 immediately. I'm gonna remember that. 914. But what if I just, like, went back up?
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Alright. But is it really the boss's office? Where am I?
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is.
But the keypad.
What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again.
I still haven't figured out the password.
Fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have. An incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative.
Alright, I get it.
I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Alright, so let's try another password. Let's try 6, 7, 8, 9. Damn, didn't work. Guess we have to go through the secret door.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again.
Don't you sass me.
How does he keep coming up with all of this? Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he? Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Spooky corridor, he was about to say. Well, there are 2 spooky corridors. This one's labeled Escape. Escape. Cape. Now it just says Cape. I want to go down the Cape path. I bet it'll give me a cool
This
cape.
passageway had the word Escape written on it. The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh. How violent are we talking here?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Alright. Well, this is a spooky corridor. He was about to say that I was about to go down the spooky corridor. Well, cowabunga! Huh? What in the world is that?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his
Oh,
demise,
it's a
reflected that
crusher.
His life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief
Give it to
and
me.
shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Give it to me. Give it to me! You won't!
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Wait, what? Oh, hello.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Huh. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. The set of the two open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of this contradiction this room posed. Wait, what did that say? It said something. I can't read that. That's too small. Well, there you go. There's your credits. Button sounds. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. An early version of the menu. Why does it make a keyboard sound? In December 2018, we announced the Ultra Deluxe version of the Stanley Parable at the Game Awards. These are screenshots of the videos we made for the announcement and the game's delay. But where's the new content? I want to see the new content. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game, plus some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. The apartment timer. In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. The flow of hallways following the first 2 doors was important to get right, since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest version that won out. This is weird. How did I get like a museum as my first ending? I have burning questions. For instance, on a scale of Max Ernst to Salvador Dali, how surreal will this game be? Oh. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a few selection of those emails. I want to tell you that I like the Stanley Parable as much as I like seeing a humorous... Oh, okay. There's just not enough time to read them, I guess. Where's the exit? Countdown room, an early version of the countdown room. Zending model. The Zending went through many iterations. This represents the 4th version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it again shortly before launch. This screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is repairing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Nostalgia. Wait, I just went in a huge circle. Wait, I just went in a circle. God, I hate museums. Where's the map? Oh, there's a sign that says exit. Bet!
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Oh, we're back here.
You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your Nintendo Switch. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
The meta-ness. This really is an authentic... This really is an authentic Switch port. What's the T? I don't know. Lemon. Okay. So that was an ending.
His co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Okay, chat.
he entered the
Left or
door on
right?
his left.
Left or right, chat? I'm gonna do this every single time. Oh, wait, what? I got an achievement. I can't jump. Heck yeah. I don't even... Speaking of... Test achievement, please ignore. Alright, bet. Go right? Alright, bet.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
It is a pretty nice break room. Although I can't help but feel this little divot right here is it's gonna lead to more injuries.
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
But as I was saying before I was interrupted, I feel like this right here is going to lead to more injuries than
At this point,
break.
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Can I get a cold beverage? On this low polygon vending machine?
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
But you're still giving me dialogue, so clearly there's more in here than meets the eye. This immaculate room. Hey, wait a second, that's not the correct time. Narrator? Alright, I guess he doesn't have anything more to say.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room, and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Nah. Maybe. Oh god, I hate choices! This way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
It's a lot of boxes. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion, will cause death.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Was that her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
What? Who's been waiting? What?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
What if I just like...
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life
I unplugged the phone.
Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly.
Hello, Sam. Welcome to the stream.
That was possible. Let me
Yeah, I saw your DM. I haven't really looked at it yet.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it.
What is it?
How had I not noticed it sooner?
I'm gonna hide
You're not
cigarettes on the
You're
ground.
a real person.
Well, yeah, that's...
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
This is great.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction.
Yeah, there's a forklift in here now.
Now that you're properly informed,
There's several forklifts in here now.
We're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would be.
What, you're gonna plug the phone back in?
Please.
Okay. Do I go on here again?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly.
Oh, there's a vent over there.
That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
I want to go in the vent. I guess I can't go in the vent. Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. Oh, we get to go back to the employee lounge. Let's go!
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
What if I just, like, stayed in here, though? You gave me another opportunity to be in here. What is this? Coffee nut. Okay. Number 1, Dad. Alright, but... Well, I guess there's no hidden dialogue in here.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, I guess it is the correct decision.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Oh.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Oh man, I messed it up at the last minute.
There. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh wait, this is different.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication.
I am the
of
most
anything
expensive
Shocked,
boss.
Unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this.
Oh no, don't shoot the panda!
A voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
I can't do anything with this.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Yeah, I don't think you accounted for...
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
Yes.
You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I can't talk! There's literally nothing I could do.
Fine, you're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do.
What gave you that idea?
One single thing for your respect. A kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... behave exactly as Stanley would.
Wait, what?
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Screw you, I'm going right.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
I regret my decision in going right. Is this just gonna loop for... Oh.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that you... My story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone? Left here like so much garbage.
Why are you blaming me? I literally couldn't talk into
What am I
it.
supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Okay, goodbye. Oh, I thought you shut down the game.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you.
Yes, sir.
You, who thought you were so clever.
I'm literally a dummy.
My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see?
No, I'm just an
Didn't I impress
idiot.
upon you how important it was to be like Stanley. He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Hurrah!
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... When Stanley came to
Wait,
a set
what?
of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wouldn't...
Stanley? Hello? Is everything okay?
What in the world?
I need you to make a choice.
The end!
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything alright? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything.
This is wild.
No. I need this. The story needs it.
How do I get out of here?
So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
What's he gonna do? Oh. Okay, we're back here again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Actually, wait, can I... Surname access. Awaiting input. Wait, what? What does that do?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Alright, we'll worry about that later. New content? Don't mind if I do!
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay, so everything...
So far, it's an elevator.
I'm assuming everything past here is brand new. I don't know what's gonna happen. Although that last ending was also very unexpected.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's see the new content. Let's do it. I'm so excited.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
The jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Press A to jump. Wow. This is so mind-blowing. That's so cool! I love jumping! That's my favorite thing! Yes! I love it! I only have 33 jumps, though. Look at that. 24 jumps. I had 35 before, now I have 24 left. $18. Now let's keep it at 18. I like the number 18. What's over here? I guess the only thing in this room is the jump circle.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on.
Jumps, thrilling new content. Exactly, I love jumping.
Now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley?
Love it.
This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their families offer cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And
Hey, that sounds like Pokemon.
Craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Yeah, that sounds good, Mr. Narrator. Alright, let's do it. Let's get another ending. Ooh. This is different. What does this say? I hate Mondays. Wow. It's like I'm really there.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
You want me to Among Us? Wait, what in the world is that? Oh, that's a shadow. Okay. But I don't want to be Among Us. I want to go over here. I want to see what's over here.
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
How dare you call me a dork? I take offense to that.
Never mind. You're not a dork.
This better be really cool. What does it say? Coffee. Okay, we already read that mug. It said coffee nut. Oh.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me
No,
thinking.
I thought it was entertaining. I thought the jumps were really cool.
Parable used to be. So I made something special.
Wait, I'm not even
and tucked
moving.
it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Wow. This looks like Dark Souls. Except with some office chairs. Whoa.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Well, it sure is pretty out here. I like how these fence posts look like houses. That's pretty. I wish I could be rich enough to afford fence posts that look like houses that border my house.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap Nintendo Switch port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
2013. Oh, it's 2020. It's 2020 right now. That's pretty great. That's pretty great. The original remake. Don't cry because it's over. Smile that because it happened. It's a dollar bill. Don't play for 5 years. That's an actual achievement? I never got that. It's impossible to get this achievement. Play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday. Click on door 435 times. 8. Settings, World Champion. Set all settings sliders in the menu to get all of the numbers. Don't play the Stanley Parable for 10 years. Alright, so... Well, I got all the... Didn't really do anything. I didn't get the Settings World Champion achievement. Well, actually, since we're already here, let's make it large subtitles just to make it a little nicer. New video game releasing today. Creators surprisingly down to earth. Game clears certification first try. Deals tough choices. Little Stanley. Oh, that's a cute little hamster. Sure is pretty.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was.
Yeah, I read you.
It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Wow. Literally every game ever created. That's quite the achievement.
Here's another moving passage. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect.
But it got a
didn't
9.
need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the Nintendo Switch. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
I don't know, I kind of really like the jumping.
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Pressurized gas?
Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games.
Wait.
I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
That's Steam! That's Steam! That is brilliant!
I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to
Wait,
be
whoa,
funny.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley
Oh, God.
Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
It's a wasteland out here. If only the reviews from pressurizedgas.com were positive. More positive.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy, honestly
No.
you can. Oh goodness, this is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. Leave black
Yeesh.
marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
But I thought the game was good. You missed out on almost an entire hour of this? Yeah, we're on the new content already, apparently.
Say, you constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button.
Yeah, skip button's a good idea.
Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means
Actually,
you can strike these negative
that's some
reviews
bad
from
textures.
the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable.
Whoa.
That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Well, yeah, good. A skip button. Skip through some of the dialogue, or maybe just mute it a little bit.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time, everything all at once, so, now you see, blah,
Is he
blah,
just
blah,
gonna...
blah, 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 blah.
Is he just
Please
gonna keep
don't
going?
imagine it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back. And
boom. Hey!
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to
A few
deliver a long,
minutes.
rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if
Yeah,
I
no,
had to
I'm
describe
fine.
it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
Oh no, aren't those like
I'll
really
outline it
long?
for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are or were.
Dingus.
Well, there, sport. You really did catch me.
Man, this
rambling
skip
on.
button is really effective.
That's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't
Nice.
wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review. or
Dude, you
at
can
least
just say
trim
it's
some of the
Steam. No, I
wording.
don't think we'll get angry.
To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place.
Can
I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works.
You can
Perhaps
change
that
Steam
would have been
reviews,
a
couldn't
smart
you?
thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is who runs pressurized gas will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review.
Yeah, that sounds like it would
merely
work.
because of this very situation. Yes,
Yeah.
I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review. So
Yeah, this is one
feature is not
guy.
widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with pressurized gas altering this particular review. so
But that's a
that it
violation
reads
of
as
freedom of
something more
speech.
From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties
All right,
of all
skip.
time. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was...
Wait,
well,
what?
I want to say maybe...
Wait, what?
45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's... Well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do...
This button's
suggest
evil.
you not press the button again.
Press
I
the
think
button
skip
again.
button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait.
Where's the door?
Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
Where did the door go?
I'm quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something.
There's no door. Can we use the ladder?
A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take
No, we
it.
need bombs for cracks in the
Just
walls.
have to move on and to please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there?
Yes, there was. It was right here.
Can you maybe just ram your way through?
Ah!
Is there
I didn't do anything.
possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you... to
Button.
do it. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely...
Yeah, we figured that out. Where's the door? Where'd you put the door?
I've checked every one of those walls 1,000
The vent?
times,
What
and
vent?
There's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no...
That's not a vent. That's a
I have
fan.
no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from...
Oh, there is a vent up there.
Again. I can't control anything in this room.
I can't get on the ladder.
Touch it, and I have to believe. I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? Oh, Stanley,
Whoa.
you're bad.
The plant's dying.
Goodness, I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting
What is
here
that?
all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single
What is
person
that?
to speak
That red
to.
thing.
And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the... Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and
Oh
about
man,
us and about everything
the
we've been
plants.
I've had
The plant's
so
just
much
eradicated.
I stopped keeping track after a year.
What
I
the
didn't
hell?
sit down in one place and not move for one entire year. Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret.
Oh no.
There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunity.
I just didn't want to hear him ramble. Narrator? You good, buddy? Narrator? Where's the ladder? I can't see the ladder.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was
Welcome
meant to
back.
make a point.
Uh,
It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency.
Good that
it's
the
lack
fire
of
alarm stopped
accountability.
beeping.
It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack
I think he's
of
just
one's
insane.
assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator
Clock's
sits there
broken.
forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires.
What? Water? I hear water. It's gonna be a puddle next time I use this button.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the
Narrator?
end, is never the 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 end.
I think he's just completely lost it. Oh.
Is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Alright, I'm putting a stop to that.
Is never the end.
I don't like that.
Is never the end, is never the
Plant's just dead. Water. Is this room gonna fill up with water next time I push this button? Oh my god. Can I get out? Can I get out of here? What's above me? Why can't I see outside? Okay. At least now I can see. Can I use the ladder? How did the smoke detector get all the way over here? Can I, like, get on this thing? Alright. Oh! Plants! Let's go! I like plants. Can I climb my way out of here using the plants? Maybe if I push the button again. Oh. No. The plants are... How long was that? How long was that the plants are just dead? Good God. This button was a mistake. This button was a huge mistake. How long was that skip that the plants are just dead? It's quiet. Hello? I don't like that. I don't like that. Where's the button? Out of here. Oh! An exit! Alright, new world awaits. How long was I in there? Oh my God. That's an ending. Good golly, that was an experience.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright. You got it, Mr. Narrator. Oh, I think I just need to keep doing stuff with the monitors every time I come back. Are you kidding me? New content? Oh, baby, let's go!
Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Alright, let's see the new content. Alright. Oh, it's an elevator. I'm not really a fan of this new content.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step
it got dark.
even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce
What are you
for
announcing?
the first time ever, the Stanley Parable.
Oh my God! No way!
Yes, you see, isn't this
I'm
fun
pogging!
to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel.
It's
An
a Mac.
entirely new experience.
This
built
is
from
so
the ground
new.
up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so
Time
many
to wake
different
up.
directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Taste the sequel. New and tasty.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Boring sections of the chart. Cool red section of the chart. They're back. 2 doors. Which one do we take? Left or right? It's a PowerPoint. Does that say thanks for watching? It's a MacBook.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is
Taste the
going to
sequel.
be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
I'm pogging. I never thought that this game would get a sequel. Whoa.
Here we are.
I feel like I'm at a convention. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game? Hear your name in the game? I've always wanted to hear my name in the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game
That
is
says
this
the name of
button
the player that is
speaks
playing the
name
game.
of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes! That's the best thing ever! I've always wanted to hear my name spoken to me in a video game. Okay. I need to calm down. I'm getting way too excited over a button. But it's gonna say my name. I'm ready. I'm ready to hear it.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay.
Okay.
Let's take a
Hello.
deep breath.
My name is Jim.
Forget whoever you are and simply become a person named Jim.
I am Jim.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Yes,
If
I am
so,
Jim.
Then please step forward and press the button.
What's this button do?
Jim.
Whoa,
Yes,
it
you
said
see?
my name in the
What a
game.
thrill, what a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again, Jim. Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
But I like the Jim button.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much, Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
But I like the Jim button. Oh well. We'll get to hear it in the sequel. We just need to wait for the sequel to come out. Let's see where it is. Such a big room.
I suppose I could allow only
The
people
button
named
that says
to play
Jim.
Stanley Parable too. That would actually
You
stop
heard
the
Jim in the
work
game!
future.
Enjoy the new features. Whole new office. Please no screenshot. Oops. That was an accident. I didn't mean to do that. The new updated ray traced more of the same, but in a good way, sequel to the Stanley Parable. New content, new ideas. The jump circle! I like infinite hole! I do like that. Where's the infinite hole? Free and easy achievement! I want to see the free and easy achievement. Free and easy. I like free and easy. Get yours right now. Pull the lever, receive your achievement, no more steps, it just works. I like that logic. Give me my achievement!
Special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not...
But you said I just needed to pull the lever!
I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel, to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
But I want my achievement! I need to feel validated! Oh man. Whatever, I didn't want the achievement anyway. I guess we gotta wait for the sequel then. That and the gym button.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Infinite hole. I want to see the infinite hole. What is this? Time like infinity, distant future, distant space-time, distant past, hole like infinity. That's all I need to see.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
That does look pretty infinite. Infinity falling! Woo!
You see, isn't it wonderful? One
Yes!
of the more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top.
No, I want to keep falling forever. It is an infinite hole, right? Therefore it can't ever end.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Nah.
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature
What do you
of the
mean?
hole.
It can't be
Is it
not
really that
infinite.
deep hole? To be
It's in the
certain.
name. It's an infinite hole. It
It's
can't be
extremely
not
deep
infinite.
hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a...
Wait, what?
Hey, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just...
What a
that you're
ripoff! That's not
unreasonably
infinite!
fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
But why didn't you make the hole infinite?
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
Yeah, you're probably
Why
right.
didn't we just put
I just
all
wanted to
this
know why the
behind
hole...
us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite. If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Well, you can't have a hole be not infinite. It either is or it isn't infinite. There is no middle ground. You can't have something that's mostly infinite. Also, new mug. Meeting it too. Ah, I get it, because it's a sequel. Alright, back up to the top.
Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
But is the hole really infinite? I have to see and find out!
For heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before.
Yeah, that was nowhere near close to infinite.
I didn't make an infinite hole. I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Alright.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime.
But is the hole really infinite? I have to see and find out!
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing that...
Wait.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that
Every
it's
pause button is a Roman numeral too.
I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Then I can go back down the hole. Whoa.
The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot.
Doesn't really... I guess this can classify as a hole. But is it really infinite?
How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
It is a pretty nice hole. Even if it isn't infinite. That's mismarketing. So far, the sequel's tanking. Oh, wait.
Is the, teleport button not working?
Yes! It is not working! Get me out of here!
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this.
Tell me.
I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's
No,
a
what?
win
No!
for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else.
But I want to see more exhibits!
Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity.
How do I get out of the hole? It's so infinitely deep. Wait, what? There's a noise. Whoa. The hole's going down. Infinity hole! Infinity hole! Change your perspective? Whoa! 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 Change your perception? Change your reality? Oh, look at the puppies! Look at the puppies, I like this one. Change yourself? Oh.
Stanley!
Oh.
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed
Oh
off.
man, I was starting to have fun.
Away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Thank you. Please leave me in my hole alone. Don't take that out of context. Put me back in! Oh.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Reassurance bucket? I want to see the reassurance bucket. What's over here? Office decorations. Mostly infinite hole. Reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who...
There's no bucket.
I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms.
Well, I do enjoy cognitive
It's a much
dissonance.
more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
The bucket.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already
Yeah.
be sweeping through
Yeah.
your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I
Yeah!
think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on.
Do
and
look
on.
sexy holding my bucket.
All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I need a reassurance bucket IRL.
Does anyone give out awards?
The button
for
that says
most
Jim!
enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Ah, we already saw the button that says Jim. We don't need to see it again. That's new. I want to go up there. How do I go? The jump circle!
Look, Stanley, I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
Let's leave it at 10. 10 is a nice number. Settings World Champion. Wait, I remember a Settings World Champion. Let's do it. Let's try again. Set all settings sliders in the menu too there. So basically just turn everything on. Oh! Well, chat, I don't really know how to get the Settings World Champion achievement. And my Y is inverted. That's great. Thanks. Alright, so what haven't we seen? Collectibles! Oh, heck yeah. Let's get some collectibles. I do love me some collectibles in a video game. Collect them all. I do like that.
Ah, Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
So many hands. Nice.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game.
God, I hate when my y-axis is inverted. It's the worst. How do people live like that?
And then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Infinite hole. We already went down the infinite hole. Let's try going to... Ooh, a map. That's exactly what I needed. Okay, okay. So what did we see? We saw the map. We saw the jump circle. We saw the free achievement. We saw the button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. We saw merch. We tried Settings World Champion. We have the reassurance bucket. The decorations. Epilogue. Where's the epilogue at? Epilogue, epilogue, epilogue. Merch. I saw the new content. Where's the epilogue? I want to check out the epilogue.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration.
Get well someday.
Like
Happy
but I'm
12th birthday,
undecided on
Stepniece.
Get well someday and happy 12th birthday. Which would you go with?
How about get well someday?
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, stepniece, it is.
Brilliant.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
What's over here? That's new. I want to go down this door. Oh, the epilogue. Sweet. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, I have to...
Epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Well, you have to get to the ending of the game to get to the epilogue. Alright, where do I go from here? I think I've seen everything. Have I been down there? I don't think I have. Oh, the exit's that way. Bet! This is a pretty solid sequel. I can't even lie.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready
Yeah.
to move on now?
Yeah. Let's play the sequel. When's the sequel coming out?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know
Yeah.
it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these
You got a
features
good
will
game
come
going
together
here.
as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Wait, what?
I mean, there's potential here, right?
I like it.
Sort of. Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
No, I liked it.
Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Oh, man.
Who am
I like
to
the other one
understand?
better.
This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it.
Yeah, you're right.
I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it.
Yeah.
Of course. With respect.
That's what all game developers do when they make a sequel. They just take the old one and then just expand it on it.
Would it possibly work? I suppose it could, but it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up.
Okay.
All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
All right, I'm excited. Let's play the Stanley Parable 2. Oh wait, actually this is pretty dope. Actually, this is pretty cool. I can't even lie. All right, let's begin the game. Let's begin the sequel. We're playing a new game. We're playing a new game, folks.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what
Oh shoot,
buttons to
chat.
push,
We're playing a new game. Let me know how the audio is.
and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-wrenching, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Yeah, how are we supposed to
Never in all his
celebrate
years at
your
the company had
your
this
stepniece's 12th
this
birthday?
complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
The bucket! The bucket! Yes!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Okay. I need to calm down. I'm getting way too excited for the sequel. Okay, chat.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Left or right, chat? This is such a hard decision. I don't know what to expect. Do we go left or do we go right? Everything is fine, so long as you have the bucket. I couldn't agree more. I love this bucket. The bucket loves me. Let's... left.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Okay. Boss's office, huh?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Red. It's red down there. It's down here. Oh. Hey!
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines.
I like
No
collectibles!
reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Okay. Savor the moment, he says. I'll be sure to do that. What's in here?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
The rooms are repeating.
Everyone had vanished. His
Oh, no,
boss
they're
would think
not.
He was crazy. And then,
Oh, yeah, they are.
something had
Yeah, they
occurred
are.
to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt
What?
none of its familiar reassurance and comfort.
But it's my bucket!
And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket.
No!
Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong.
How did
Surely
I-
no good
where'd
will
the-
come from this? Who knows what sorts of bizarre...
I need to return the
hallucinations
bucket. Where did it go?
experience Without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground.
Whoa.
Gracious, he exclaimed.
Whoa.
Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far
Where's the
off in
bucket?
distance now he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Hang on tight, bucket! I'm gonna come find you!
He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None
Are
of
you
them
my
were
bucket?
his.
Are you
None
my
of them were
bucket?
His special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had
Where's
to
the bucket?
He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from.
Where?
The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Brilliant. See now, chat, that just goes to show the real bucket was inside of us all along.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Notice the oh. I don't know what computer grabbed the
Stanley
bucket.
lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
I noticed the old computer isn't doing the other thing. Oh yeah, wait.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No.
Yeah, that's what the menu said.
I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Okay, hang on a minute. I have my turbo controller right here. Unplug from the computer. Just a moment here. I can do this. I can do 50 clicks. This is probably for nothing, but...
No, I'm still not feeling it. You see, now that you've gotten the bucket involved, my standards have gone up. Merely clicking a single door is no longer enough. Now, I want to see you press this bucket against multiple doors. Now,
Multiple
that's
doors.
the kind of thing that merits an achievement. Why don't you put 20 bucket touches into door 417?
17? I can do that. Where's door 17? It goes this way. 17. I found 420. I found the 420 door. Oh, here we go.
Okay, great. Now, go touch the bucket on door 437 a few times.
437. I was going the wrong way, I think. Oh, here it is.
Yes, now we're getting somewhere. How about door 415? Give it some
15.
bucket love.
Yeah, I can give it some bucket love. Don't mind if I do.
Now back to door number 437.
See, where was that door? Here it is.
You know, I think the copy machine needs some attention. Why don't you rub the bucket on it a bit?
Can do.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Give me that. I want that achievement. Wait, it's right here.
Okay, now bring the bucket on top of employee 419's desk. Yes, this is great. Now the bucket knows exactly what it's like to be employee 419. Now, let's introduce it to door 416. We've almost got it. Now make the bucket and the copy machine touch again.
Okay, dokie. I can do that. Where was the copy machine again?
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 touches of the bucket on door 4-3. Yes!
Yes!
Did it! Wow!
That felt amazing. You know, not all buckets will get this kind of experience. They won't all know what it's like to slam repeatedly against nearly every door in one section of an office building, or what it's like to be employee 419. Buckets may dream of an experience like this, but few can say they've truly lived it. You've given a bucket hope today. Stanley, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. But I couldn't have done it without my bucket.
Yes,
Whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear.
we've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more.
What are you talking about?
Could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
Oh God!
My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Bro! What is... They just changed the entire game just because of a bucket. That is amazing. That's the level of craftsmanship all game developers should strive for.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
It's weird how the other computers were like saying like input received and stuff, but then nothing was happening. Nothing's happening in the sequel. I'm kind of disappointed.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Good on you, bucket. We get to come back here. I do like my bucket. It is a pretty nice bucket, all shiny. Look at it glistening.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a
I like this
thrilling
corner.
journey the bucket had inspired.
I am ruler of the corner with my bucket as my queen.
Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home.
Alright, I'm getting out of here because I'm bored.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what
Oh yeah, I remember the Adventure Line. It had funky music.
Their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Let's go!
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about.
That music was short-lived.
All those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
What? You don't mean the bucket, do you?
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket.
No, but I like my bucket!
Proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No! I like my bucket!
That's what the Bucket Destroyer does. Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Piss off! Not putting my bucket in there.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet?
Bucket!
Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Oh dang, I just exploded. Are we in heaven?
Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Good riddance. I didn't like the Bucket Destroyer. yeah, how do I not die? Okay, there we go. I just had to wait. Oh, different room.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
The
be?
bucket!
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms.
What do all these
With
doors
the
do?
bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Oh. The whiteboard ending? Heck yeah. Alright, I don't like dog mode. There we go.
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was
Can I
this
shut this
better
door?
than the meeting room?
Okay.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left.
Oh yeah, right, there's a vent in here, I remember.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
A Stanley figurine! Let's get it!
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine
I
under
do
your
like me a
belt.
Stanlerine. Okay. So what's inside of this vent? Hello? Narrator dialogue?
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. Still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
What is going on? I am yearning for this bucket content. Why does Stanley sound like the name of a Pokemon? Good question. This game's wild.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, let's do the normal path now. Let's do the normal path. With the bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again. Not truly alone. Not with the bucket around.
There we go. Wait, this is different. Right? Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. Oh, wait. How we can find them. Bottom text. Small floating objects have appeared across the office. We have to synergize our resources to ensure their retrieval. There are many questions. There was no memo from management. How can you tell you spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures of them? Follow clues provided by employee 416. We can do it. Red room. Figlies are hard to find. Thank you. Good luck. Maybe we are the collectibles. Shut the frick up. To whom it may concern, I managed to pick up sounds on... I don't know what that word is. Oh. Oh, this is where they are! This is where they are! Okay, okay. So we need three more. Some were both red and blue, nearby a fireplace, a private but smelly place for an important person. Is this some kind of game? There must be a point to this. Gotta collect them all. There will be a reward for finding them all. Lies. Who are you? There will... I can't read it. It's too low quality.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy.
Oh,
it's as
yeah.
clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
No, I'm not gonna give the broom closet my bucket. I love my bucket.
The pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong
Get out of
friend.
here.
You can't hand it over. No. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
The broom closet should mind its own business. Yeah, I remember. This is the bathroom. Yes!
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What
I like the
name better
Figlies.
encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by one? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
To be rich isn't a crime. To commit crimes isn't it rich? What a life it used to be to have to pick just one. Wait, why does the bathroom door open this way? I don't think I've been in here yet. Let's go down. Alright, I guess we wait. Did you just say Stanley? He's saying Stanley. Dun, 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 dun. 2, 3, 4. Wait, what'd he say? I thought I heard the shit word. Sure is a long elevator. Alright, I'm back. I got a soda. What floor did I go to? I went to the down floor. It didn't even move anywhere. It's a misleading elevator.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always. The bucket would.
8.
And he knew it.
8!
The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket
Gotta figure
did
out
he
the
have
password.
any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Oh wait, the bucket just told me the password. It's 2, 8, 4, 5.
But Stanley guessed the correct code.
Wow!
Was luck. Was it
The bucket was all right.
Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Good work, bucket. Oh, oh!
You're getting close now, Stanley.
Alright, we just
You've
need to find
nearly
one more.
gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Figure and Marines. Alright, the elevator. Oh yeah, the elevator was over here. Try to get the gold glider in Mario Kart 8? Yes, you should. It's really easy.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring
So now we just
that
need to
in
find
this
the room
darkest
that's
moment
red
of
and blue.
uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Big room.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it
It's okay,
gently,
Bucket, I got you.
reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket
why is
been
number
told to do
104
things
fired?
it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle...
Got it. Nailed it. Pure darkness.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away.
I still have my bucket.
Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
Wait, what?
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
But why did the building not want the bucket to leave?
The
No!
facility itself,
No! Door going the wrong way!
The calming presence of the bucket needed the soothing warmth of the bucket. Would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Okay. Bet. The broom closet hijacked the door controls! I always knew that broom closet was evil.
All of his co-workers were gone. Look, the good old bucket.
The
Just
good old
standing in
bucket.
the bucket. Off on...
Oh. I broke the narrator. Okay.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him.
I got an
It should
idea.
have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Danger everywhere.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
All right.
Unless, what if the problem is that you
Do not stand on this side of the fence.
And what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Okay. Is this a bucket?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a hologram
Oh.
of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket,
What?
not an actual bucket.
That counts as a bucket. A bucket is just used to pick up something and transport it. Therefore, all you need is just the basic cylindricals of a bucket. Anything can be a bucket.
Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
No, that's a tractor.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one. Is this a bucket?
No, that's a tractor.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
I'm pretty sure that was a tractor.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere.
Yes?
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something.
Are you implying
Unless
that
in your
nothing is a
twisted mind,
bucket?
have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart.
No, you're not a bucket, you're the narrator.
Sorry, but I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
Wait, what?
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket?
Well, clearly
Every
you
single
weren't,
thing
so I
in the
was
game
right.
a bucket. Oh my god, I had no idea. How could... except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is
Well, there's nothing
wonderful
here.
news.
So
Well,
how do you know I'm here, and how do you know I'm not a
yes,
bucket?
I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything, and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you
Alright,
run
so
into
everything
anyone
is a
else,
bucket.
maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Alright, so everything is a bucket. Got it. So by that logic, we should feel safe and secure and all that stuff.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
I'm
mean?
gonna try the computers one
Stanley
more time.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Alright, I'm done with the computers. I'm not gonna mess around with them anymore. Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
So, if I remember, yeah, we need to find the red and blue room. But where do we find the red and blue room? I have no idea.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
There we go. So the game was making fun of me because I went back up the elevator. So we're going to try going back up again. Maybe it'll be something different than the boss's office. Yeah, you can run blue shells in Mario Kart.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
The number 3. There is something different. There we go, number 3.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began up. Well, he said, the number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley. who had always felt such
Man,
a
why is my
connection.
button giving me the my bucket giving me the
After
silent
taking
treatment?
some time to show the bucket around the boss's office, Stanley at last went to the keypad, where he began eagerly pressing the number 3 again and again.
Okay. I guess it was nothing. I guess the 3 did absolutely nothing.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly. No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go
Okay,
on
there's
yet.
definitely
Not
something
till you understand
about the
how
number
much
3.
The number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
Let's go. Number 3.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Okay. There's definitely something about the number 3. Add the bucket as a playable character in Smash, I would absolutely 100% get by that. The bucket! Stanley Parable 3 confirmed by bucket! Wait, where am I? Oh no, did I get soft locked again? Oh, there we go. That was weird.
Stanley and the bucket were so close, they'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
Okay. So I bet the number 3 has something to do with the red and blue room. I don't know why. I think it's just a hunch. So let's go do it again.
Said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
I was right! This is red, now we just need to find the blue room.
Advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it until
World's
it couldn't be
healthiest
refined
human
a
being.
single measure
How we
further.
did it in the pyramids. The guy who went to Mars.
Stanley was as prepared
Oh my God.
as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
World peace, baby! That's awesome. Was that the Minecraft door sound effect? World's first sentient machine? Well, that's it. Doing great. A conversation with Alexander the Great. To stage 3. That was totally the Minecraft door sound effect.
This was it. One
The
last
Lord.
chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
The dude who came up with pizza. I want to have a talk with that guy. That guy's a national treasure.
There was no one here. Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure, and in that moment Stanley
What it really means to press the number 3 on the keypad over and over.
There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
But I have the bucket. I really showed that bucket what it means to press the number 3 over and over again.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself. A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
Alright, let's try going the wrong way, because I don't think the red and blue room is that way.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was
So
wrong.
where haven't we gone yet?
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Did we see what's down this
And so
elevator?
the two of them detoured through the maintenance
Did we see what's
section
through here?
and walked straight ahead.
Oh,
to
that's just where the
opposite
meeting room
door.
is. Okay. What was down here again? I forgot.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find
Oh,
it.
no, okay. We already did that run. Already did that run.
All of his co-workers. Ah, the embrace of an old friend. A whip. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly.
I have a
closed.
feeling there's
This
more
was
to
not
do on the
correct
right.
way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him.
Speedrunning
and
the
he
Stanley Parable
unthinkingly
Ultra
did
Deluxe
whatever the
Edition.
bucket asked.
Well, I feel like we're getting more of the same endings now. Like, I feel like we're running out of things to do it.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket. Pick up the phone,
Oh, I
and it will
remember.
take us back home, where we can go about life together. Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic time.
I just want to find that red and blue room so I can get the last figure and Lorraine.
Exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully. Oh wait, yes there is. It's sitting right here. Let's
Ooh, a
take
comedy video. I need that.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50
Have you checked
to
on your
80
desk?
centimeters from them in a room of
No, I
no
haven't
more than
checked on the
76
desk.
degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny! Right? That's how you do it?
Good.
Oh, there we go.
This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random.
That's amazing.
And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp.
Yeah, it'll be
After
good.
all, with each of us needed on the front lines
Wait,
of
what?
the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives for this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no,
Nah, it
matter.
seemed
I think
perfect.
The fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So, with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Alright, let's go.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we have the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. But I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke.
Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Okay. I'm so ready for this joke. It's gonna be so amazing. Okay.
You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Okay, wait, what? I thought the door behind me opened. Let's go right.
What? We're back at the phone already? No, what's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to.
You gotta
And
improvise.
it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video.
Oh no. No, not again.
Surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Okay.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Oh, we're doing this again. I remember this.
You love the bucket so much it's like you... It's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley.
Well, at least I have my bucket this time.
With shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? It is a delivery. Pale with shame. Pale with shame. Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so mental. I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
So what haven't I tried yet? I haven't tried the desk. There's nothing in here. Oh!
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy.
But I don't have my bucket. I can't be happy.
Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually,
I'm also just
someday,
walking through this
they
chair.
would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Alright, that was an ending. Nice. I want to know how many people genuinely missed that ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Alright, so what do we do now?
Made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. And
I don't think there's anywhere else to go on the right. We already went down there.
Staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Weird door. Oh. Nice. So that door opens a different way. I guess it doesn't do anything.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I know the escape path goes to the museum. Actually, I wonder if the museum is any different now that I have the bucket. We'll find that out in a bit. Let's tinker more with the mind control facility.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
I still have no idea what's on that monitor.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
What happens if I turn this on?
Would dismantle the controls. But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Birds?
Silly birds.
Silly birds?
The control buttons became active again.
Oh, look at those birds. Look how silly they are.
Stanley flipped through
Look at that bird.
Silly birds after another. And then it dawned
Look at
on
him dunking his
this
entire
wasn't
body
a
in the
mind
water.
control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring
Ooh,
and surveilling
big
silly
hooters.
birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a
Oh, I like that one. That one's a
to
nice
disguise
orange.
its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds.
Look at that
imaginable.
bird.
Of all the possible paths
It's
his
Toucan
life
Sam!
this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Man, those are some really silly birds. And we still haven't found that red and blue room.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Hang on.
Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed. No, but Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except bad.
Only this time I have the
All I
bucket.
do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy.
You know where the red and blue room is? Please tell me. I don't know where the red and blue room
Stanley
is.
waited. Hours passed.
Okay, I think it's just the same ending. It's weird that it doesn't change when I get the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward.
You can't take the bucket? Say no more. Tell me where to go. Go to where the bucket quiz was. I don't remember where the... Oh yeah, I remember where the bucket quiz maybe was.
Someone was following Stanley.
What
He
the
was sure
fuck?
of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Okay. Thank you for that.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps
I
he
remember the
wanted to stop
bucket
by
quiz
the
being
employee
this
lounge
way.
first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I think it was
Stanley
down
was
that
so
way.
bad at following directions. It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
It was this way, right?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove
Oh.
it. Let me prove that
Oh!
I'm on your side.
Yes!
And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for
We
the
got
sake
all
of
6!
where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward.
Right in the middle of when
I
the
would
narrator
tell
was
you that
scolding
I'm
me.
proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, Instead,
Oh yeah, thank you, Laser Shark, for the guide to the last
and now we can go to
stand
whatever the hell you would
stand
do
figure
before you
and
cut
Lorraine.
your figurines. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Red, huh? I like blue though.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
What?
Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue door.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well,
yes, I do.
Please stop you.
What is this?
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms,
What is that?
exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
What if you were colorblind?
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a... Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices?
Yeah, I would say so.
To be honest, I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Let's give it a 4.
Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Clearly there's something here that speaks to you. If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh. The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. I like this idea. Wow. Did you know that 21.3% of players skipped the intro sequence? Only the worst 3% of players chose the blue door. Piss off. Wow. Have I been playing for... No, I haven't been playing for 7 hours. The final skill in the tree is being able to jump outside the jump circle. Oh, I can go now. Bet.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Honestly, well, I could go in the middle on that because I didn't really see any reward for improving.
I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Yeah, let's see it.
Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches
I don't like babies.
You fail. It's a very meaningful...
They're loud and annoying.
About the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family
I want to see
life.
the life drink from your
I think
eyes.
the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So
okay, yeah, no.
4 hours of play to make sure it's effective. Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
No, I just hate babies.
Well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
You're very
Okay,
welcome.
Since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? just to ease the pain.
Alright, fine, if you're gonna be so passive-aggressive about it.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha!
What the hell?
Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you
Park
are meant to
Ranger?
play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
Okay, chat.
Yes, that must be it.
Feel free to
What
make fun of me. I actually don't know what game
experience
this
of
is.
total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
It's Firewatch? I've never heard of Firewatch. There's the Minecraft door sound effect again. Can I drink the bleach? There were 2 other games. Oh yeah, I remember Minecraft and Portal. It's just I've never seen this game before. The great outdoors.
No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off.
Oh,
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You
Jonesy
just
Lake.
go in
Fortnite.
Oh,
Fortnite.
We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Rocket League.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There is
It's
any
perfect. I
possibility
love
that you
Rocket
get
League.
lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here?
But how are we gonna play Rocket League? I'm not in a car.
But obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley.
Sports ball.
I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Let's go. Whoa, that was weird. Yes. Here we go.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this
Ha!
fun? Is it better than
Where'd the
my
ball go?
miserable
Hey!
little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain
Yes!
amount of raw
Woo!
pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric
Where'd the
sports
ball go?
experience. I'm going to try it out.
Oh, it's back
Here's
there.
another
Yes.
ball.
Now there's 2 balls.
Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it?
I'm gonna
Stanley,
get both
I'm
of
like a
them in
child
there.
a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
More balls? Yes! Here we go. Swish! 2 points. Let's go.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is
Yes!
this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time.
It's like
But
Rocket
guess
League,
what?
except there's no
It's
cars.
That's right.
Oh.
Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes.
But I was
You
having
get to have
fun.
when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I am structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Descend into the void? Infinite hole!
What are you doing?
So that's where the infinite hole was in the sequel. Wait, what?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
I can't see a thing. It's too dark. I actually cannot see a thing. It is way too dark. Oh shoot, we are in the back rooms. I can't believe this is how Stanley's story ends. He gets stuck in the back rooms and the narrator can't follow him. Turn off the brightness. There's no brightness option. Oh, I was supposed to go through that closed door. Stanley Parable Half-Life 2 for mods who don't, for people who don't know. Is this the whole ending? On your actual Switch? I can't do that unless I go into handheld. Is this just all there is? When you first boot up the game. Well, if chat can confirm that there's nothing else here, then yeah, I can reset the game completely.
I wonder what he found.
Oh, there we go.
If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Okay. So let's reset the game all over again. So, and then we can turn the brightness all the way up. There's an ending for destroying the bucket? Let's find out. Let's find out. As soon as it loads in. Please enter the current time. It is 10:50. Hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Okay, so you gotta reset the game multiple times to adjust the brightness. That is so funny. Well, now I wanna see what happens now, because there's stuff happening. Entered the time. Okay, my favorite time. I think my favorite time would probably be 8:13 a.m. I think that's my favorite time. 8:13 a.m. Your favorite time of day. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, I'm curious how accurate 8:13 is. Let's use another slider to find out. How accurate is 8:13 a.m.? Not at all. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a really great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Let me whip a couple new ones up. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game. Alright, bet. Let's see those sliders. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Please adjust the slider until the cat and the dog are friends. Yeah. Please adjust the slider until the number 5 becomes the number 9. Please adjust the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. Which of the two made-up words is most appealing to you? Occuboinkle or scrumptious? Kind of like scrumptious. Has a little bit of oomph behind it, you know what I mean? Please don't adjust the slider. Do you know what time it is right now? Yes. Is the time that it is right now the correct time? Yeah? What is time, anyway? No. Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Yes. Help. Hell no. Will you come back to visit me? Yes. Okay, I guess that's it. Can I adjust the brightness now? Alright, let's get back into the game. My entire game of Mystery Dungeon is just at a standstill until I give Nick the thing I found. Welcome back! How do I get that achievement? Quit the game, then start it again. I like that achievement. Wait, what?
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figlets. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Yeah, sure. Just as long as there isn't a skip button.
Just one more time.
Now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. The stem figurines or whatever they were called.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley. And here was a second Stanlerine. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
I think it was the warehouse.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the warehouse. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything. Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well,
I don't remember this.
I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Alright, fair point.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was behind the boss's office. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Oh, this is giving me flashbacks. Bro, look, all of you do like a quick search of like any YouTube video that was made before 2007. I guarantee it will look more or less exactly like this. Oh man, if that doesn't describe how old I am, I don't know what does.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Oh yeah, I remember this one.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Oh, okay. They did the same place.
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels. Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yeah, I remember the video.
Yes.
Yep.
I love that video.
Have you ever tried scorching Pringles? I have not.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
I wonder if there's a cap on the counter. Well, we're gonna find out.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
I'm glad we did as well. It's so rewarding to not have a reward for finding these. Actually, what happens if I go this way? Okay, I guess nothing happens if I go that way.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Well, the Memory Zone did.
Look,
Jump
it's
circle.
the terrible new content that we were
Press any
originally
button to
sold
jump.
on. I remember hating it back then. The time dice put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how
I have
much
3
fun
left.
the past is. I want more. More memories.
I'm gonna save my 3 jumps in case I need them later.
Oh, yes. The 2 doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
This is the left. Oh, they go to the same place.
And before everything else, there was your office.
What about the bucket?
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
The bucket!
Something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would
I need
decide
3
which way
for
to
an
go.
Easter egg.
I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back.
How to get the Easter egg?
Yes, I can be on my
Yeah,
own.
tell me how to get the Easter egg.
I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling this story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay. One last run of the office, huh? I'll hold you to that.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked... All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply... Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace. Protective, yet delicate. Assertive, yet compassionate. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Let's go to the museum. Let's check out the museum now that we have the
Still no
bucket.
one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I have an idea.
Stepping in...
This is eerie. This is so quiet. At least I have my bucket. I think this is an ending. I think this is an ending. I'm leaving. Escape pod bay. It's really quiet without the narrator. don't like this. I also don't like the skip button. I'm close to the epilogue? Bet. It's just a bucket! Oh my god. I need to reset the game? Alright, bet. We can do more sliders! I see this is a win in my book. Let's give the bucket a farewell first. Pour one out for the bucket. Okay. Reset the game, he said. Laser Shark did. It's 1 a.m. It is getting pretty late. What time is it? Does anyone really truly know? Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. I've adjusted all the game's settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like a day job. And now, the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can. And I still don't really know you. And you don't know me. And neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Video games are meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? That's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. There's one more setting that we need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. It's not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again, if you can find me. Talk soon. Spooky. Ominous. The epilogue! Let's go! Oh, we're back here again. Alrighty. We'll just wander the super flat world, I guess. Wait, how do we make a fire? Ugh. I don't like deserts. More importantly, how does Stanley survive being in a desert? Maybe Stanley was the god that existed on Earth all this time. The memory zone. Look right? Alright, hang on, I need to... I don't think I can go back out. Wait, what do you mean wait? I already restarted the game.
This is the story.
No, I gotta go back! Get me out of here! Oh man, we gotta sit through the sandstorm again. Don't go in the building. Okay. So look right when we see the memory zone house. The moon looks very pretty though. Look. The escape pod! The bucket! The bucket's all the way here! Did the bucket survive? Yes! Yes! I got the bucket! Alright, now we're ready. We're truly ready to see what's in here. What's this? Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointed I am with its sequel. Where the first game teamed with originality, the Stanley Parable 2 is dull, uninspired, and often insulting to its fanbase. Rather than expand on what made the first game enjoyable, the sequel veers off into territory nobody asked for. An infinitely deep hole, who cares? Where are the new endings? What about enjoyable bits from the Stanley Parable line? Parable 1, like the adventure line. Instead, we get an uninspired side quest collecting figurines. Even this diversion feels incomplete. Collecting all the figurines gives you nothing. I must say, though, I found the bucket to be quite comforting. A welcome reprieve from... Cat Dog Born! Oh man, I shouldn't have made those cat and dog love each other very much. Stanley Parable developers, no more spin-offs, no more sequels. When the Stanley Parable launched a massive success in 2013, its creators made plans to build this property into an entire franchise, but a disastrous critical and commercial response to the Stanley Parable 2 has prompted the developers to rethink their ambitions, as outlined in a press release they published today. It's clear that more Stanley Parable is just not what the fans want, reads the press release. We thought that we had a vision for the series that players would be excited about, yet it turns out this could not have been farther from the truth. The press release goes on to promise to preserve the artistic integrity of the original game and to stop assaulting fans with our reckless and insulting creative visions. The word sorry appears more than 25 times in the press release. Gym buttons. PogChamp. It's the gym button. It's back, and there's like a million of them. Oh, we already read that. How do I... This button said Stanley. Hello again. It's nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense! The Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together we are going to make the Stanley Parable 3. It's simple. All we do is change the number in the game's title screen. We also really need a really dumb subtitle for the game, something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. Stanley Parable 3, Dreams of Hole Punch. No, Dreams of Octopus. The Stanley Parable 3, Dreams of Octopus. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1, then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way, the Stanley Parable will never end. And nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It'll just be the same content, recycled again and again and again with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but I want you to have a say as well. No. I understand. Sometimes we're not easy to move on. That's fine. If you ever change your mind and want to start inventing new sequels, come talk to me. I'll be right here. Alright. I think that's the game.
This is the story of a man.
I think that's the game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had...
Stanley's bucket. The only co-worker he would ever truly need.
Well... There's 2 endings?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Another thing?
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Where are you going? I'm not sure.
Was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom.
Well, I'm gonna end the stream right here because I am really tired. So thank you all so much for watching. I will be back soon, and maybe let's make a stream Monday. Let's stream again on Monday, and then we can move on and play a different game. Probably Explorers of Sky because I need to finish that. Well, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next stream. Bye bye.